Harimi, harimi, al tirai, harimi, al tirai. Imri le'arei Yehuda, hinei Elokeichem. Harimi, harimi, al tirai.
Hello and welcome to Pirkei Avos with Rabeinu Yonah. We are in chapter 3, Mishnah number 2. Rabbi Chanina Sagana Kohanim. Rabbi Chanina, the deputy of the high priest, says, having mispalel b'shlema shel malchus, pray for the peace of the government. She'umali mora, for if there wasn't fear of the government, ish esri ehu chayim below, a man would swallow up his fellow alive. So we need to have a peaceful government. We need to have peace in society. We need to have a functioning government because we need to keep order. We see what happens when there's no police in certain places. Crime goes nuts, and people literally eat each other alive. And we needn't expound on that now. We see what's happening, for example, in the city and other places. New York City, for those that don't live in the tri-state area. Rabbi Hanania ben Shradyan says, if two people sit and they don't have words of Torah between them, this is considered a place of scoffers. Shnemar, as it says, Uvamoshav leitzim lo yashav. Do not sit in a place of scoffers. Aval, Shnaim shiyosh from veish b'neim divrei Torah. Two people that sit and they have words of Torah between them. Shechina b'neim, God's presence dwells with them. Shnemar, as it says, Az nidberu yirei Hashem ish oreyehu v'yakshiv Hashem v'yishama. And then it will be spoken. Those that fear Hashem will be spoken. A person to his friend. And Hashem will hearken and listen. V'yikasev sefer zikaron lefanav, and the book of remembrance will be written in front of him. Liyirei Hashem ulechosh v'shmo, for those that fear God and those that think upon His name. Ainli elishnayim, that's only two people. Minayin shafilo echad sheyoshev ve'osik b'Torah shekadosh baruch hu kovei lo schar. How do we know that even one person who sits and learns Torah, that Hashem gives him reward? Shenemar, as it says in the pasuk, yeshev badad vayidom, he sits by himself and is quiet. Ki natal, he takes it, he takes reward. So even one person that sits and studies Torah gets reward. So that was the Mishnah. Let's start with Rabeinu Yonah. We probably won't finish it, but let's start. So what does it mean that a person should pray for the peace of the government? Zayin Yerotzalam means to say, a person should pray for peace in the entire world. And he should be pained when others are in pain. And this is the way of the righteous. Kimosha Amar David, like King David said, Alav Shalom. Vani b'chaloisam levushi sak. In their sickness, I wore sak. I wore this a sack type of mourning garment. Inesi b'tzom nafshi. I afflicted myself with fast. So when other people were sick, King David really took it to heart. He would fast and he would afflict himself, and he would obviously pray for them to get better. She'ein la'adam lasos when a person prays, he shouldn't just pray for himself. He should pray for everybody, that everyone experiences peace. And when there's peace in the government, there is peace in the world. Okay. Rabbi Chanina ben Shradyan said, when two people sit and they don't study Torah, that is a moshav leitzim. It is a place of scoffers. So shnei inyanim nikru leitzonis. What is leitzonis? What does it mean to be a scoffer? Fancy English word, but what does it mean to be a scoffer? Ha'echad, one. Lashon hara. The first thing is someone who speaks lashon hara, a very bad sin. Someone who speaks negatively about someone else, and we know that lashon hara is even if the negative information is true. Habadaber al chaveru lahachlimo lahavzoso. Someone who speaks ill of another, to denigrate him and embarrass him, bein hanashim, amongst others, so that this person should be detested and disgusting in the eyes of others. This is a very, very serious sin. Only people who do this are very bad people, bad inside. And King Solomon said of them, Zayd Yahir, evil and haughtiness, Leitz Shemo. He's called a Leitz, called a scoffer. Osa be'evras zanun. He acts in a frenzy of malevolence, frenzy of evil. Ratzalam, what that means to say, Kishtei midos elo haros. These two bad traits, Zadon v'yuhara, this evil and haughtiness, shtehem nichlalos baleitz. These two things, a zayd and yuhara, are included in the title of leitz, of what we're talking about here, of a scoffer. Now he's going to explain what they are. Zaydhu hamadaber ra'al chaveru. A zayd is what we were speaking about. He speaks evil on his friend, umavazo so bifnei olam, and he denigrates him in front of others. Ve'ein zadam ba'olam gadol mizeh, and there's no greater evil than that. Sherotza shekol olam yisanuhu v'lo dailo b'sinasa. So it's not enough that he hates this person. He's got to make everyone else also hate this person. The yalhir, and what is yalhir? Arrogance. Hu b'machshava. That's in his thoughts. She'ein adam nechshav l'fan of l'klum. He doesn't consider anyone else important. Umedaber lav b'derech habizayin. He speaks to people in a very lowly he denigrates others when he speaks to them. V'hamuchter b'shnei dvarim halalu, and someone who has these two traits, that he speaks ill of others and denigrates others when he speaks to them. Leit shemo, he's called a leitz, called a scoffer. B'shem tower, maybe you'll say nenu shomer l'shono achiyado v'su. Yeah, okay. So let's say he speaks bad, but doesn't mean he does bad things. He doesn't do bad actions. Lo yachta b'hem. That's why this. But the end of the pasuk, if you look at the end of the verse, it says ose be'evras zadon. He does in a frenzy of malevolence, meaning he also does negative actions. Some, he's going to explain, Zeh hagever sher leit shemo, this fellow who's a scoffer, kasher yavo elamaisa, when it comes to actions, because u'achazarias yasenu, he's going to do it with anger and with viciousness. Ki aleitzanos mora lav shehu ra malon b'li safek. The leitzanos, the fact that he's a letz, and he speaks evil in these ways, also shows that he's going to do bad deeds, and he is not a good person. Okay, I think we're going to stop here for today, and we'll finish, God willing, the explanation of this Mishnah next time. Wishing everyone a beautiful day.